Hello and welcome to DBR Systems Podcast. This is episode 3. We have another request from a client. This time a client is asking about I/O configuration. In the PLC software, programming software RSLogix 5, you have the ability to look at the I/O config, and you get a nice template for looking at your intelligent modules that are in the chassis of the PLCs. It helps with these intelligent modules might include like analog modules, encoder modules, thermocouple modules. If you just look at those modules in the data table using the user's manual, you can configure span and gain and adjust all these parameters to set the module up. But if you use IOConfig, you get a real pretty view of that. So let's take a look at that. We're going to open up RSLogix 5, and I will show you what I'm talking about on the IOConfig. We'll open an application that does not have the IOConfig working, so we're going to open up, let's see here, I'm even going to go online with the processor. Let me open this one, and I'm going to go online with the processor right now. Go online, and it should connect up, and we'll see it saying up here that it's in run mode, and we'll see our little ladder spinning around showing us that we are connected to the processor and working. Next we will look at the I/O configuration. I just want to show you that I/O configuration. This is chassis 0, the first chassis, the local chassis that we're looking at, and in slot 0 there's actually a thermocouple module, but this does not show any module there, so there's no way to see those settings. So let's go down here and look for that. That is a thermocouple module that we'll be configuring. It's using block transfer reads and write instructions to read the temperatures from that thermocouple module and write settings to that same thermocouple module to configure it. So let's add that module into the IOConfig, and I'll show you how nice that looks. Now you can also see the same information. Let's look at the read data. If we just go to this data location, go to the data table, you'll see the temperatures being read in here. Position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of the positions there are reading in their temperatures. That one's obviously disconnected because it's maxed out. But it doesn't give you any cool looking, easy to use interface for it. So let's add it to the IOConfig and see how different that looks. If we go in here, I'm just double clicking these, and we're going to pick a thermocouple module, and this is the IXE Series C, so let's pick that one, and there's that thermocouple module. Now if we double click that, now it goes to a different screen. Instead of adding a module, it goes to this configuration mode. So we're going to just type in these same numbers that we see over here, BT9:0. I get this request a lot from customers because they will make some documentation changes or lose their documentation, and when you lose your documentation, you lose this IOConfig also. So let's put the input data file as N17:0, and the output data file is N18:0, and we don't need to worry about this block transfer write configure bit. So we'll hit done there. And now we get this pretty view that shows that it's a thermocouple module, millivolt Series C. It picks up all this information that these are type J thermocouples, and it tells you the definitions, the descriptions, and the address, and the actual temperature and the units, and you can change all of this stuff right here, and you can even auto calibrate or whatever you want to do with it. So that is how you set up IOConfig for an intelligent module in a rack. Whenever all you have are the block transfer read and write instructions at your disposal. Thanks a lot.